The vanishing of Ethan Wren. It was supposed to be a 3-hour drive. Nothing more. Ethan Wren had left his hometown of Ravenshire in early February 1989, heading toward Brighton. The road was familiar, the weather clear. Yet when he arrived at his destination, he was met with a reaction that made his blood run cold. Strangers gasped, friends wept, and even the police had gathered to see him. Confused, Ethan stepped out of his car, his heart pounding. "What's going on?" he asked. A friend grabbed his shoulders, eyes wide with shock. "Ethan, you've been missing for 10 days. Disbelief washed over him. "That's impossible," he muttered. To him, it had been mere hours since he last saw his home. Yet the sun had risen and set 10 times without him. He struggled to piece together what had happened, but his mind was an empty void. The more he tried to remember, the stronger the headache became. Sleep was no solace. Only fragmented visions of something beyond his comprehension haunted his dreams. Then slowly, the memories began to return. He had been driving down the countryside road, the hum of his engine filling the silence. Then, in a blink, everything changed. His car had vanished. His body felt weightless, as if it had been stripped of its physical form. He drifted in a vast, luminous space, surrounded by towering, translucent structures. Shadows moved in the distance, tall, thin figures with elongated heads and narrow, unreadable eyes. Ethan had believed for a fleeting moment that he was dead. But then one of the beings stepped forward and spoke, not with words, but directly into his mind. "Welcome. I am the guardian of this realm. You are safe here." A wave of strange calm washed over him. The entity explained that Ethan was not there by accident. He had been brought for a purpose, to learn, to understand. A sleek, form-fitting suit was given to him, allowing him to communicate with them. "Ask, and you shall receive knowledge." Their city stretched endlessly, glowing with an eerie luminescence. The buildings were unlike anything on Earth, small circular domes interspersed with towering pyramid-like structures. At their peaks, spiraled antennas hummed with an unseen energy, capped with glowing orbs that pulsed like breathing lights. But sightseeing was not the reason he had been taken. The truth about Earth had to be revealed. The Guardian spoke of a history long buried, one that had been hidden from mankind. The Earth had once been home to 2 human species, Homo sapiens and the forgotten Cro-Magnon precursors. The latter had not been a mere evolutionary accident. They had been designed, not by nature, but by forces beyond comprehension. Ethan listened, spellbound, as the Guardian revealed a terrifying secret. The Cro-Magnon species had been created as vessels, containers for bodiless entities to experience physicality. A union of flesh and spirit. This knowledge had once been freely shared among ancient civilizations, but a powerful, unseen force had changed everything. A darkness had come to Earth, a force of corruption. According to the Guardian, Earth had once been on the verge of enlightenment, its people attuned to something greater. But the darkness could not allow this. It infiltrated the very fabric of human existence, altering their DNA, weakening their minds, severing their connection to the cosmic truth. Ethan could hardly breathe as he listened. The implications were staggering. "Then what am I?" he had asked. "What are we?" The Guardian's answer chilled him to his core. You are remnants of what once was, a mere shadow of your true potential. Among the beings, Ethan met one unlike the others. A female entity, elegant, radiant, almost too perfect to be real. She called herself Zyra. She spoke of ancient wars, of a battle that had nearly freed humanity before the darkness took hold. Some of her kind had remained on Earth, hidden beneath the oceans, waiting for the time when mankind would be ready to reclaim their lost knowledge. But those in power had deemed humanity unworthy. The truth had been suppressed, hidden beneath myths and distorted religions. Zyra lamented that only a select few ever learned the truth, and fewer still lived to share it. Before he could ask more, Ethan was taken aboard a ship, a vessel unlike anything he could describe, shimmering, shifting, as if it were alive. And then, as suddenly as he had arrived, he was sent back to the same road, back to the same moment, back to a world that had continued without him. Ethan's ordeal was far from over. Word of his disappearance had spread, and soon he found himself the target of relentless scrutiny. Police, intelligence agencies, unknown figures in dark suits, they all wanted answers. They wanted to know what he had seen, who he had spoken to. He was followed, monitored. His finances crumbled, his assets seized. They pressured him to talk. They threatened him with ruin. When intimidation failed, they set him up. A simple business deal turned into a criminal charge. Ethan found himself dragged through a relentless legal battle, trial after trial, 2 years of hell. Then the final blow, a conviction, 12 months in prison. But in that solitude, he made a decision. He would tell his story. Ethan Wren emerged from prison a different man. He wrote every detail, every revelation, every haunting truth. The book was published. The world now knew. And the question lingered in every reader's mind. Was he abducted? Or was he simply a masterful storyteller? Ethan had only one answer. The truth is not for me to convince you. The truth is simply the truth.